footage you are witnessing reveals the controversial missile strike on October 17th that has become a focal point of international scrutiny. The Israeli Defense Forces assert that this was a misfire by Hamas, a claim that has resulted in widespread debate and skepticism. The catastrophe at the al-ahli hospital, resulting in immense loss of life, has become a symbol of the ongoing conflict and its devastating human
should be
costs.
how to stop killing, and this is genocide in Gaza.
Yet, this narrative is challenged by Hamas, who denies responsibility, instead casting blame on the IDF. This contradiction has propelled experts and skeptics alike into a whirlwind of investigation and conjecture, seeking to unravel the truth behind this horrific event. Today, our analysis narrows down the possible explanations to three key claims, each supported by a wealth of evidence, video documentation, and testimonies from verified sources and reputable news outlets. Our goal is to dissect these narratives, to bring clarity and understanding to an incident shrouded in complexity and contention. At the heart of the first claim lies the Iron Dome, Israel's advanced defense system, credited with a high rate of success in intercepting hostile missiles. This claim hinges on the Iron Dome's ability to thwart the missile that ultimately struck the Ahli Arab hospital. The complexity of the Iron Dome's operational capabilities brings us to the crux of the first claim. Originally, the Iron Dome was intended to provide coverage against rockets with ranges between 4 and 70 kilometers, a capability that experts believe has since expanded. The system's development, backed by a $200 million grant from the United States, was a response to rocket attacks during the war with Hezbollah in 2006. If the Iron Dome was indeed capable of intercepting the missile that hit the hospital, it would imply the overwhelming capability of Israel's defense in thwarting hostile air assaults, even outside its walls. However, skeptics and analysts, including those within the IDF, argue that the reach and capacity of the Iron Dome in the densely populated Gaza Strip are limited. This skepticism challenges the narrative of an Iron Dome interception, suggesting that the reality of the situation may be more nuanced and less straightforward than it appears. While the capabilities of the Iron Dome are impressive, its limitations, particularly in terms of operational range and saturation threshold, raise questions about its involvement in the Ahli Arab hospital incident. This uncertainty paves the way for the second claim, which explores alternative explanations for the tragic event, including the possibility of a misfire from within Gaza itself. The second claim delves into the possibility that the devastating explosion at the al-ahli Arab hospital was the result of a misfire from a Hamas rocket.
It seems to indicate that this was a rocket fired by Islamic Jihad, that's Hamas's younger brother, its twin terrorist organization, and it was their ordinance.
To understand this claim, we must explore the specifications and origins of the rockets in Hamas's arsenal. Hamas, under an Israeli blockade since 2007, has developed a significant arsenal of rockets. Key support from Iran has been instrumental in this development. Iran provided both financial support and missile training to Hamas, and even enabled domestic production of rockets like the short-range Qassam. These rockets were initially crafted from basic materials like pipes, fertilizer, and sugar. As the Hamas-Iran relationship evolved, Iran smuggled components of more advanced missiles, like the Fajr 3 and Fajr 5, into Gaza. These ballistic missiles have ranges of 27 and 47 miles, respectively, significantly enhancing Hamas's offensive capabilities. While Hamas has access to more advanced weaponry, concerns about the quality and reliability of these rockets persist. Given the challenging conditions under which these rockets are assembled and the improvised nature of some components, there is an inherent unpredictability in their performance. This unpredictability could potentially explain a misfire leading to the accidental striking of the al-ahli Arab hospital. The theory of a misfire is further bolstered by the observed mid-air explosion of the rocket. Typically, a malfunction in the rocket's propulsion or guidance system could result in such an anomaly, causing it to deviate from its intended target or detonate prematurely.
Quick break. Hit like, subscribe, and the bell before we dive back in. Ready? Let's go.
While the possibility of a Hamas misfire presents a plausible explanation, it is not without its challengers. Skeptics and defense analysts argue that the strike on Ahli Arab hospital was too precise to be considered as a misfire or a random strike.
I've seen your airstrikes.
Anyone who has that experience would immediately recognize some key characteristics that make what occurred there in that video seem like a standard American munition.
This leads us to the third claim, which proposes a different scenario, an Israeli airstrike deliberately targeting the hospital. Analyzing these two separate video clips, one of the hospital explosion and another of a JDAM missile strike in Iraq. Notably, the distinct whistling sound preceding both explosions and the pattern of the blasts bear striking resemblance. Weapons expert Dylan Griffith points out these similarities, reinforcing the theory that the munition used in Gaza was akin to a JDAM, known for its precision and destructive power.
Characteristics that make what occurred there in that video seem like a JDAM. There's a pretty typical sound signature of something that is moving from a vertically dropped or fired position.
Adding to the plausibility of this claim is the fact that, prior to the incident, Israeli authorities had issued warnings to Palestinians, indicating potential retaliatory strikes that could include hospitals as targets.
את כל עוצמתו כדי להשמיד את יכולות חמאס. נכה בהם עד חורמה וננקום בעוצמה על היום השחור הזה שהם עוללו למדינת ישראל ולאזרחיה.
الضربة الكبيرة من ورا ولا من وين؟
יותר. הממשלה כולה מתייצבת מאחורי ההחלטה הזאת.
Such warnings, often viewed as part of military strategy, suggest premeditation and deliberate targeting, which aligns with the characteristics of a guided missile strike. The JDAM, a guided bomb commonly used by military and its allies, is designed for accuracy. Its guidance system allows for precise targeting, which could explain the direct hit on the hospital, a large concrete structure. The similarity of the explosion patterns and auditory signatures in the videos further supports this theory. This analysis of the third claim provides an in-depth look at the possible use of a JDAM in the Ahli Arab hospital incident, supported by expert insights and contextual evidence. It offers a perspective that contrasts with the previous claims, adding depth to the overall narrative of the event. Despite the three claims examined, responsibility for the catastrophic event, which claimed 500 lives and transformed a place of healing into a scene of horror, remains unclaimed. The enduring silence of the involved parties only deepens the mystery and the anguish of those affected. The international community, including prominent entities like the United States and the United Nations, has been criticized for their apparent inaction and detachment from the ongoing conflicts in the region. Despite the three claims examined, responsibility for the catastrophic event, which claimed 500 lives and transformed a place of healing into a scene of horror, remains unclaimed. The enduring silence of the involved parties only deepens the mystery and the anguish of those affected. This detachment has contributed to the uninterrupted cycle of suffering endured by Palestinians since the beginning of the occupation, with little sign of respite in the foreseeable future.